Lovelies, my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup Misfit. I feel like this update for paranormal pantivity came so fast. Like I feel like I just posted my update 1 and this is already the second update. Where does the time go? I do not know, but I'm really excited to show you the progress I've been making. Everything is going to be down in the description box, so go take a peek, but I'm really excited to show you guys. So let's just jump right into it. So I actually have 2 prompts coming from the exact same palette. The first one is Doppelgänger, which is a duo or a backup product, and the second one is Revenant, which is a product that seems to come back into your collection. Both of those come from this NARS Orgasm Trio. So for Doppelgänger, I have the Orgasm Blush, and for Revenant, I have the Laguna Bronzer. So I do have another Laguna bronzer in a different palette, and I also have another Orgasm blush that comes in a duo. So they always seem to, and I've had multiple before as well, finished a couple off. So I feel like these are one way or another always in my collection. But for this palette, I really haven't reached for it. I'm not quite like ready to reach for it yet. This is a year-long project, so I have lots of time and I'm more than okay with that. I do want to hit pan on a couple of other blushes that I'm really focusing on right now. And then once I do that, I will feel a little bit more ready, I feel right now, to start reaching for Orgasm. And then Laguna, I've been very lightly using it, so maybe like a total of 3 times since it's been in this project. I feel like it'll be more of a summer shade for me, so it might just wait until then. We'll have to see how she goes, but there really is no usage on this yet, but that's okay. It'll be in here for a while. And I'm honestly okay if this is in here for like the whole project, because whatever, as long as it's getting some sort of use on it. My goal is to hit pan on both of those if I did not mention that. So a Dybbuk was the other prompt that I had, or one of the other prompts that I had, and it was a product that was still in like its box packaging. So I ended up finding the Becca Moonlight highlighter, just the single. It was still in the box from when I had purchased it last year. But before the last update, I mentioned that I was gonna stop using the single and start reaching for this Becca Eyelights highlighting or eyeshadow palette because Moonstone was in here. So the way that I made it work was taking the actual shade, because the shade was in a box, and I just pulled it over to this because I want to get a lot more use on this palette since it's much older and work this out of my collection before that single. So I had a Moonstone. My goal was to hit pan. This is very reflective, but I did that and it is a huge pan. Now I was using this one as a highlighter. If you've seen pan those eyeshadows, this is Opal, which I had hit pan on for the finale, and now I have pan in Moonstone. And the reason why it's so large is because there was actually 2 small pans, and then I went to go use it one day with my highlighting brush, and it connected both pans, so it is quite large. I'm not sure how many uses it took to get to that point. But I used both of these as highlighters, so I would feel similar. This one took me 33, so give or take about 30 or so uses, I feel. But I'm really, really happy with it. I'm so excited that this palette is starting to actually show a lot more love. And hopefully the love on this palette continues. But as of for now, it is being rolled out of this prompt and rolled out of this project. So next was Ectoplasm, which was just a face mask. So I chose my Glow Recipe watermelon mask, and my goal was to finish it, which I did last night. So that's what it's looking like, and I'm very excited because I have a full size that I can now start to focus on and hopefully get that one out of my collection soon. As long as I make it a consistent thing in my routine to reach for this. The full size should be gone within a few months anyways, but I'm really excited that this one's finally out. So that's another prompt out of this project, which is super exciting because last month I had nothing. So not last, but I also have the prompt Ghost, which was a product with unfinished business. So something that you never quite hit your goal on. I went with Soft Glam and Norvina, which were my Panlab palettes for 2021. I did not finish every single shade. I did not hit pan in every single shade in here. So I have decided that I'm going to do light goals each month, or try each month, and just work my way through this palette the best that I can. So last month I actually rolled a new shade in from each of these palettes because I was so close to finishing off the original shades that I pulled into this prompt. So as you can see, Dusty Rose, which was the first shade that I had pulled in the intro, I finally finished that off. Like I said, there was very little left, so I did decide to pull in Orange Soda last update. I have not worked on it. I think I've used it maybe once or twice. So my goal is to completely finish off Orange Soda, and now that I have finished Dusty Rose, I feel like I can focus a little bit more on Orange Soda now and get the usage on it. I may have had a couple of other shades in here that I thought I was going to focus on or try to focus on, but I think I'm just going to keep it down to just one, and if I happen to gravitate to other shades, then it is what it is. But Orange Soda is going to be my focus for this palette for at least this next month, and then not even realizing, but then the first 6 shades out of this palette will be completely finished, which is pretty cool. So that's the Soft Glam palette. As for Norvina, the original shade I pulled into the intro was Love, and not that one, this one. It is completely finished off as well. So now I can take my time, my focus, and I had rolled in Summer at the last update, and I have not used it since I rolled it in. So now I can start to focus on Summer a little bit more and hopefully knock this one out within the next couple of months or so, and then again choose another shade to roll in. So I've decided, I mentioned it last update, but I'm going to keep these in for quite a long time, or at least until I feel like I've had enough usage on it. So I'm going to try and give myself light goals for each month or each shade, whatever happens. And once I feel like I finally have had good use on these palettes and I'm happy with where they're sitting at, then I will finally roll them out of this project. I don't think it'll be the full year, but it'll definitely be quite a few months, and I'm okay with that because I love the fact that those palettes are getting a lot more use on them now. Even if it is slow progress, it's getting more progress, and I'm finishing off more shades, and I would love to have those palettes completely finished off by the end of 2023, which I think is very possible if I keep them in this project and work on them the way that I'm doing it. So I'm really excited to keep those in and have those 2 focus shades for at least this next month. And then last but not least was Flying Dutchman. So this is a product that you feel like is going to take you forever to pan. So of course, the contour kit, that just sounded so weird. The contour kit by ABH. My goal is to hit pan in one of these 3 shades. I don't care which one it is. I just want it to be at least one of them. So I've really been focusing in on these 2 for setting down my foundation and everything like that before I apply my bronzer, blush, and whatnot. And then this I try to reach for as a finishing powder. It's got a bit of a different texture, so I feel like it's better for finishing off, but I never usually reach for it. I'm trying to. So mainly these 2 are my main focus, but the last 2 days, the foundation that I'm wearing, it's been a little bit more yellow, so I'm trying to steer away from this banana shade and just focus on this one. If you feel them, there is a very, very slight dip in this one. Like, you can tell that there's been progress made on them, so it's very exciting because I've had this for such a long time. As you can tell, the packaging is just so marked and beat up and dirty. But I'm really excited to just see how much longer it's going to take before I hit pan. And I'm really curious to see which shade it's going to be. I know it'll be one of these 2, and I pair them together most of the time. So I'm really curious to see which one's actually going to have pan in it first. But once I hit pan in one of those shades, then it's being rolled out. But it'll probably be in here for quite a while still. But that's okay, because I enjoy using them right now. So those were my 6 prompts and my 6 products, and 2 are being rolled out, which means I get to roll 2 new ones in. So I have my phone here. I'm going to randomize 1 through 31. I'll figure out what the prompt is, and if it's one that I'm working on or or just rolled out, I will re-roll. So let's roll in 2 numbers. So number 30 and number 12. So let me count these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. And then there's 31, so 30. Okay, so number 12 is Demon. So it was a product that you were tempted into purchasing. And number 30 is Spirit, so a nature-themed product. So let me go take a peek at my collection, see what I'm going to pull in for both of those prompts, and I'll be right back. So that took a little more time than I thought. I was really trying to figure out what I wanted to use for each product or for each prompt that got rolled in. Like I said, the first one was Demon, which is a product that you were tempted into buying, and that's pretty much my whole collection. So I kind of had an idea, like I had an idea of what I wanted, but then I thought of something else. And that something else is Life's a Drag by Lunar Beauty. This was the very first palette. So I decided to go with this palette because it is older, but I really want to just see if I still enjoy it as much. I asked the Nude Prism palette for Christmas. So I want to kind of get a feel for the shades again, just see how they work. Like I said, it is a few years old, so I'm assuming it's gonna be a little bit different. But my goal for this is actually to hit pan in the shade here, Beat. I also decided to go with this because I know I'm close to hitting pan in here. I don't know how much longer it's gonna take, but there is a decent dip in it, and I really do want to just try and hit pan. I'm kind of at the point where I want to work on products that are either super close to hitting pan and just hitting pan in them, or completely finishing off shades that I know I'm close to finishing off as well. I just kind of want to knock those products out right now. So my goal is to hit pan and Beat, but I would like to just kind of play around with this as well. It'll probably be a lot more just the neutral side, which is pretty much what I had played with when I got this palette. But yeah, I'm really excited to actually play around with this. I've thought about it a little bit over the last few months, so it'd be fun to actually reach for it, have a reason to reach for it, and see how long it takes to hit pan in that shade, because I really did enjoy using that as an inner corner. So that's probably how I'm going to continue to wear it, but I'm really excited to start reaching for this palette again. And then for the final one, which was Spirit, so a nature themed product. So this one's a little bit of a stretch, but I'm making it work. This is the Margarita palette by Glamlite. Now, it is nature themed because there is fruit on here. So fruit is in nature. I'm making it work. I have not reached for this palette. I purchased this when Glamlite had their most recent sale, I think it was. It was like a really good deal or whatever. I think I got this. It was in American, it was $15. So it came to a little bit more than that in Canadian. But it was such a good steal. I couldn't pass it up. So I have this one and the chocolate martini one, I believe. So I really want to play around with this, get a feel for it. I have the ice cream dream palette, so I want to see if it's the same. And I'm really excited to reach for this. So this one, I'm just going to use a total of 10 times. I'm not going to put any certain usage on here or like certain goal, any certain shades. I just want to play around, see what I gravitate towards. Considering it's winter, it might be a little bit difficult. I'll probably aim more for like these shades here, but that's totally fine with me. I just really want to see how this palette's going to perform, how much I enjoy it, because I really want to. I haven't had a chance to reach for this one, and I've really been wanting to try these palettes, so I figured now is a good chance to do that. So that is what I'm rolling into this project. So I'm really excited that I got a couple products out, excited that I'm getting to pull a couple of products into here, and we'll just have to see what I'm able to finish off or hit goal on by the next update. And I just hope it doesn't come as fast as this one did, because even though I had really good progress over these last few weeks, it just came so fast. So that being said, that is everything. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching. I will see you all later. Bye.